Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the next installment on fractions. Today, we are going to be talking about mixed numbers and improper fractions. We're going to see examples of what it looks like as a fraction, um, an explanation of what it means when you see it, and we're going to be drawing examples of what these look like, as well as converting them from a mixed number to an improper fraction and an improper fraction back to a mixed number. So let's dive right in. We're first going to start looking at mixed numbers. Now, when you're looking at these, a mixed number is a whole number with a fraction. For example, you might see 2 1/3, which means that there are 2 wholes and 1/3 put together. What this would look like, we're going to start by drawing our model. So I know I'm going to need 2 wholes, but I'm also going to need a third fraction bar to represent that 1/3. So I'm going to split these into 3 because in our mixed number, the denominator of the fraction tells us how many pieces are in it. Okay. So there I have my fraction bars. So I need 2 wholes. So there's 1 whole, 2 whole, and 1/3 of another. Okay. So if we look at this fraction bar, this is technically 3 pieces out of 3 shaded, which equals 1. This is also 3 out of 3, which equals 1. And then this is 1/3. So this is what it means when you see a mixed number. Now let's take this and interpret it in terms of an improper fraction. Now, an improper fraction has the total number of pieces over the number of pieces or parts in one whole. So if we're looking at an improper fraction in terms of our example right here, we can count that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces shaded over in one whole there are 3 pieces in each whole. Okay, so now that we know what these terms mean, let's talk about how you convert them from one to the other. All right, so we're going to start by talking about mad. And you're probably thinking, Ms. Hike, what are you talking about? What do you mean mad? I'm not I'm not emotional. I'm not mad about anything. And you're not. But to convert a mixed number to an improper fraction. So convert a mixed number to an improper fraction. We get MAD. M-A-D. Now, let's take a look at what this means. M stands for multiply the denominator by the whole number. The A means to add the numerator to the product. And you're probably thinking, well, Ms. Pike, what product? The product that is created when you do step M. Okay? And then D means the denominator stays the same. Okay? So let's look at our example. So earlier, we started with the mixed number 2 1/3. So let's see what happens when we use our strategy to convert this. So I have 2 1/3. I am going to start with the M, and I'm going to multiply 3 times 2. And then I'm going to add the numerator to that product. So we'll get the product there, and we're going to add it to the numerator. And this is all going to stay over D, a denominator that does not change. Okay. So 3 times 2 is 6. So we now have 6 plus 1 over 3, which then becomes 7/3. And if you remember, when we talked about our example earlier, we said that 2 1/3 is the same as 7/3. So we came up with the exact same answer. All right, now we're going to take this improper fraction and we are going to turn it into a mixed number. Okay. To convert an improper fraction to a mixed number. We divide the numerator divided by the denominator. So let's take a look at our example. We're going to stick with the same fraction. We're taking 7/3 and we're turning it into a mixed number. Now, just in case you didn't know, this fraction line is actually a division symbol. So it literally means 7 divided by 3. So we're going to show this with Cookie Thief and with standard algorithm so that you can understand what to do. Starting with standard algorithm. Our 3 is our divisor. Our 7 is our dividend. 3 can fit inside 7 2 times because 3 times 2 is 6. We have a remainder of 1. Okay. Now with Cookie Thief. Technically with Cookie Thief, because we only have the one apartment, it's not going to change. Okay. All right, but now we need to understand where our mixed number comes from, because this is the part where most students make mistakes, and even I make mistakes, because we are going to need a whole number. We are going to need our numerator. And we are going to need our denominator. Okay. So let's start with that whole number. Where do I find it in the work that I've done? Our whole number is the quotient that is not the remainder. Okay. So that 2 is our whole number. And I can even, you wanted to highlight that 2 a little bit just so that you can make that connection that 2 comes from that portion. Go for it. Our numerator is our remainder. So my numerator is 1. And just like before, we can even outline this in color if that helps us. And then my denominator does not change. It is simply our divisor. So it's all about knowing where to find the pieces. Okay. And that is how you convert an improper fraction to a mixed number. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I really hope that this helped, and we will see you next time. If you have any questions, please let me know. Bye, guys.